Have I not talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3? I've talked shit about the first Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie back in 2014, but not Ninja Turtles 3 I've ever talked about. Wow. I need to start making some more better promises these days. So, I know AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, has talked about Ninja Turtles 3. Nostalgia Critic made his, copyrighted, way of describing Ninja Turtles 3. And Erod, the Blockbuster Buster, kind of pointed at one thing about Ninja Turtles 3 that obviously makes a lot of sense. But for me, what can I do that all the rest is probably said about Ninja Turtles 3? Now, before I go into talking about Ninja Turtles 3, I want you to know one thing. I was a huge Ninja Turtles fan when I was borderline 3, 4, and 5. And I haven't watched the show for quite some time. I've seen spin-offs of the show. The 2003 Ninja Turtles TV show. The rest of the Ninja Turtles stuff I've not really watched that much. Why? Because, it was a fad I got into, but I still love it. And I still love April O'Neil. My own nostalgic hottie. Which I always ask myself, what reporter actually reports wearing a skin-tight jumpsuit? Sorry, I'm overphrasing that. Skin-tight yellow jumpsuit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just the way how they want to preside women. But I'm not going to... But as much as I loved April O'Neil, and yeah, I know, I have a thing for redheads, but I have a thing for also women who wear yellow. I'm going to also mention another thing. Ninja Turtle movies. The first film, don't worry, I'm planning on getting the Blu-ray pretty soon. And the second film, yeah, I have the Blu-ray of this. Ninja Turtles 1, 2 are, guilty pleasures. I wouldn't say two guilty pleasures, but no, the first Ninja Turtles movie was great. I don't care what the critics said. I don't care what the critics say. I don't care if the critics say, oh, it's too violent for kids. The language is too bad. The word damn is too bad. Not the word shit. Yeah, that's how, saying damn, that's too adult for kids. Yeah, so saying the word yeah, saying the word, well, that's too aggressive. Heck, that doesn't stop Beetlejuice saying, what he said in his movie. Nice frickin' model. But either way, Ninja Turtles 1 still holds up. It's still one of the Ninja Turtle movies that still hold up. Why? Because everything was all practical. Now, for those of you who don't know what the word practical means, it's literally there. Like, not CG'd, not special effect, not obviously digitally effect at all, but it's all real effects. It's not all digital effects, what everybody's now doing nowadays. It's like, let's make them all CG. Let's make them all totally CG and not really there and something like that. Now, of course, Ninja Turtles 1, I will say, it was dark. Yeah. But it was trying to be more like the, comic book, which was also said to be dark. Ninja Turtles 2, well, it's not the greatest movie of all time, but it still was trying to be more like the cartoon and also trying to be a little bit more dark, but a little bit more to the fun side. Now, of course, we have Togar and Ratazar, or as most kids were calling them, Bebop and Rocksteady. So yeah, I know, big difference. A wolf and a Snapple turtle. When Bebop and Rocksteady are a warthog and a rhinoceros. But yeah, I can give that one good thing about Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles movie, that he actually brought in, Bebop and Rocksteady. But all I'm just trying to say is, now, of course, my only disagreement is, so if Shredder is Super Shredder, why can't he survive beams of wood being fallen on his head or his body or whatever? I mean, he can survive a being compacted in a trash, truck, but he cannot survive a beams of wood while he's Super Shredder. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, if you ask me. But despite that, I enjoyed how goofy and silly this is. And also the scene where they're in the opening fight scene where they're fighting the thugs in some type of mall or something like that. It was really funny. I enjoy how silly and stupid it is. And it's just like, come on. How can you not enjoy this? So, as much as I like Turtles 1 and 2, I enjoy them for what they are. Pure fun films. Now, let's go into Turtles 3. Now, what's my biggest complaint about Ninja Turtles 3? Well, okay. 1, I'm not against time travel. 2, I kind of say they couldn't bring back Shredder because he's apparently dead and they're going back in time. But you know what my biggest complaint is? Instead of making this guy who's the samurai guy, and this guy Walker, why couldn't you just have Crane be the villain? Has everybody ever thought of that? No, has anybody ever thought of that? Crane being the villain in Ninja Turtles 3. Now, of course, Ninja Turtles 3 would be technically non-canon, but all I'm just trying to say is Crane would be the perfect villain in Ninja Turtles 3. No one has ever thought of that. You got the Turtles going back to ancient Japan, and who says there was no weird shit in ancient Japan? Don't you have seen, Naruto and freaking Inuyasha and, Ninja Scroll? Like, there would be tons of weird shit in Japan. Tons of out-of-this-world weird shit you would never think of. And you probably consider yourself that Crane would be the number one weird shit in the whole entire thing. That's literally like the best thing you could have done. You could have Crane be the villain, or just maybe not have him possess a guy's, stomach and stuff. But, that would have been a little bit more creepy and non-kin friendly. But you could just have him be like, oh, I'm just looking for a body. I'm looking for a body. Like, you could have gotten the actor who voices Crane in the show to voice Crane in the movie. Come on now. Come on now. And also another thing I should probably mention. The scene where Casey Jones' ancestor, and why even bring Casey in this film in the first place? Casey doesn't even do shit, period. He's like hanging out with the other 5 guys from ancient Japan, But anyways, let me get into one other thing. So basically April finds this, gets something from an antique store, and somehow, okay, let's see if I'm saying it right. If you read the little section or little thingy detail that's on the, thingy, you can go back in time. So if that person in the future reads the thingy that you're supposed to read, and someone from the past reads the thing that he's supposed to read, that they're supposed to read. That's how they can switch back the thingy. I hope I'm saying that right. So if that worked, couldn't anybody just read the thing at like any time or something like that? Or the people who had the thing for God knows how long, could they just read what happened? Like, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, that's how it works? Like, really? That's how it works? I don't know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, but I'm just like, this is your way of doing time travel? This is your way of doing time travel? I do not get this. But all I also can say is the Turtles' designs look like shit. They look like shit! They all look like shit. Even Splinter. And like Nostalgia Critic, well, no. AVGN says Splinter looks like something out of Sesame Street. The Turtles talk like sock puppets. Hold on, let me get my... Hey, what's that, bro? How am I feeling? Like, they really talk like... Were you trying to make them look like they're in some type of, you know, karate film where they do really bad dubbing? Like, when he's actually saying, "You have entered my family. I will destroy you. I will defeat you. I will stop you." Like, come on. Like, and let me talk about another thing that AVGN has mentioned. And I never actually noticed it before when I was a kid. But now that I got a little older, why? Why? Where the character named Walker, who's has his bird and he gets launched at, he just falls in the river and he just disappears or just implodes himself. Like, what was that supposed to be? Why do the imploding thing? Or make him look like he's imploding, disappearing from out of nowhere? It's like, even if I use that, like, yeah, what's the point of that? What's the point of that? Why not just, I don't know, have him fall into the river and do a cut? I'm like watching it, I'm like, why? And the jokes, don't even get me started with the jokes. The whole, you were expecting maybe the Addams Family? Or, help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up. The only joke that was actually almost funny, but it was kind of stupid, was, it's hammer time! Or, Alegawama, showing! Like, what is this? Like, there were some jokes that AVGN pointed out that I actually didn't really think they were that bad, but there were like some jokes that I did myself, what was the point of that? Was that supposed to be funny? And also that one scene where Michelangelo or whoever is making pizza. Like, how do you burn pizza when it's like the most easiest thing to make, dude? Even the Japanese can make better pizza nowadays. But either way, all I'm just trying to say is Ninja Turtles 3 is just the worst. Not only it does not make sense, it's so dumb and idiotic. and like giving us two villains that we don't give a shit about, and giving us, I mean, I can't say time travel was a bad idea, but you could have it be like, well, we can do time travel, but what if they accidentally cause Crane to time travel with them? That could be a good Turtles 4 sequel where Crane comes into the human world and now tries to bring in says that he's a thing from Dimension X. Like, that is something that could be perfect for a Ninja Turtles 4 movie. That's something that would be perfect in a Ninja Turtles 4 film. Like, that's like literally like, oh, you're building the next Ninja Turtle movie that could be a lot better, but you just made this one even worse. I mean, yeah, like I mentioned about Super Shredder. Well, maybe if not getting back on topic on that, instead of having Super Shredder, what if it was like Shredder's like ancestor, who's, let's just say, his daughter. They use his daughter's name and use that in frickin' Turtles 3 since Shredder technically is from Japan. Why not say, oh, this is now his ancestor? That's, the bad guy who's the name of his daughter from the comic book and show. But either way, all I'm just trying to say is, what were you people thinking? You made the worst turtle film. Well, there's still Ninja Turtles New Mutation, but I'll save that for another time. But either way, I'm not going to swear that much, because all I can say is, you know what? It's bad, it's dumb, it's one of the worst turtle movies of all time, but, well, because of this, well, actually, to be fair, there's some good Ninja Turtles stuff nowadays. There is the Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles produced film, and pretty much the shows have been doing steadily good. Crossing over Batman, don't worry, I will talk about it in the future. But either way, Ninja Turtles 3, it's garbage. Pure, dumb garbage. So with that being said, and just to let you know, the special features for Galaxy Enforcer will be coming out this week, somewhere around this Friday, so look forward for that. I will see you soon. Later. Vertical Spy, outro.
Yo, Steve Bloom here, voice of Spike Spiegel. Remember to subscribe and get vertical.